One question that comes up, I wouldn't say all the time, but from time to time, is the difference between this is as far as art collecting goes. So what's really best to invest in? Unique painting or sculpture from an emerging artist, or perhaps a multiple, like a print, of a better known and established artist, right? So, well, the reality is that if budget were not a constraint, you would probably go with both, as long as you'd already put enough research into determining what emerging artist and which established artist, because each artist has his or her own different kind of market, right? And these markets are determined by many things. One of those things is volume. So volume is essentially everything produced by the artist that is traded in the open and private markets. And this body of work is made up of different kinds of things. Just to name a few: paintings, sculpture, drawings, and then prints and multiples. If the artist is an actual printmaker, or if he or she is associated with some kind of master printer or printing lab, where they can actually produce the work that's been designed by the artist. Of course, the bigger the market, then the more collectors, right? The more buyers and sellers, and so usually that takes volatility out of the question. So why do I say that? So if, for example, we take Andy Warhol as an example, Andy Warhol is notorious for having a huge market and for being an actual market of his own. There is so much work being traded worldwide of Andy Warhol that he himself is a standalone market, right? Within the larger art market. So if you were to own a piece by Warhol, then I would say that you would just need to try and get the lowest price possible. And once you get that, then your chances of that value staying as is and even appreciating over time will be a lot higher than with other people. And there will likely be a lot less volatility, which means that there will be a smaller chance of fluctuation in that price, unless there is some kind of defining event happening. Maybe there's a recession in not just one country, many countries, kind of like the 2008-9 financial crash, which affected many countries from around the world. So those kinds of things, those are turning points which usually affect the value overall of the market. But other than that, buying a limited edition of an established name such as Andy Warhol, that would be a very good investment over time. Now, this compared to buying a unique piece from an emerging artist, well, you would just need to do your research to try and identify the next rising star, right, from the abundance of emerging artists available. Usually good places to look for this information is museums. You can also go to the actual galleries. So galleries are very important as far as defining markets, because unless the artist is represented by a reputable gallery, there will be no opportunity for that artist unless he or she already has a network of collectors who can actually purchase from the artist and then share the word and maybe get him or her in contact with other people. There is very limited opportunity for that artist to grow. You need a network, you need a structure. This is not unlike any other kind of industry. You need capital that has to be invested to grow the artist And for that, you need to get the artist's work exposure to museum curators, press, collectors. There's also very different kinds of levels of collectors. Very high-profile collectors can usually create a sort of ripple effect. Many times, if a celebrity buys from an artist, that means something more than just a purchase, right? Because the celebrity status is associated with this. So then it can lead to a lot of other things. But yeah, going back to the original question, what's best to invest in? A unique piece from an emerging artist or a multiple from an established artist? It really comes down to which. There is no easy answer to this. As long as you have enough information available and right information by that, you should be able to make an educated decision when it comes to investing on which or which not.